Hi, everyone. Welcome to Soul Speak. I'm Talya Pardo. I'm an editor, a writing coach, and a Jay Shetty certified life coach. It is my pleasure to welcome today Cassandra Anne Glass of Beyond Obstacles. She's a transformational coach, I would say, because everything you do is so holistic. It works to transform a person, not just from the aspect of fit, but from the aspect of mindset and food and body image and how we see ourselves and our intuitive guidance, I think, in listening to our body. So I'm going to let Cassandra take it from here. My guests always describe what they do so much better than I do. So it's a little glimpse as to who I have here, but I'll let you take it from here and just talk about what you do with your clients. What's your work?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here and for introducing me. I love to hear how others perceive me and really hear about what I do. Like, because everyone is looking through a different lens at a different time, right? So how they resonate with someone's work can actually be like very layered. So I love to hear like what you pick up from me and following me in our conversations and our work. So it's really cool. And yes, I would say that you hit it. Yes, you hit it. So I am a transformational coach, witchy wellness, body image, movement medicine woman, where I really bring in the physical body to open us up more to receiving the life that we desire. So really bringing the emotional body, the physical body, and merging the two into one to really truly transform who you're being in this world as a representation of your physical body too. That just makes you feel sexy, whole, confident, and courageous to really make the fucking moves that you're here to make. Can I swear? Pardon me.
You can swear. There's no censorship here.
Okay. That just rolled out. So
that's all good. Yeah. No, we've got to be authentic and organic and let it come. And I think it's so great that you bring in the body and the spirit together, because so many people, there is the spiritual community and it's all, the intuition and energy and it's there. I mean, I work with it, I feel it, but I'm also someone who is, the body connection is very important for me. And a lot of it moves through my body. And it's how I channel it. And I know a lot of people sometimes have trouble connecting to the spirit side, and leave behind the body, right? Like they need that transfer, that channel and connection. So it's great that you bring the two together, because I think that makes it accessible to those, those of us who aren't only in the spiritual realm, most of the time.
yeah.
It's just
Right?
everybody has different connecting modalities, I think.
Absolutely. And bringing it down and anchoring it to earth, to our earthly realm, right? Our human experience. So really being able to merge the spiritual, the magic, the galactic codes and anchoring them down through our bodies and allowing us, because it can be quite draining and like the expansions that we go to energetically, right?
Yeah.
Especially as energy workers. And when we're channeling for others all day and ourselves and holding down families and all of the human experience, it can be quite a lot to hold and manage, and it can feel really good and it can feel on purpose, and it is our mission. And then where I love to come in is really supporting that physical body to hold all of that process.
Yeah.
So we can actually contain the energy that we are anchoring in this world. So we're not experiencing those energy leaks. We're not bringing it down and leaking it out, bringing it down and leaking it out. We can hold it. Right?
That's amazing. And that's so resonant too, because if our body isn't well enough to manage those ebbs and flows of the different energy cycles that we're not even always conscious of, then it just makes all of the recovery from it all that much more difficult, right? And it takes a greater toll on the body. And so then it really, leaves us misaligned because the body's physically recovering, the energy is still rolling, the body's trying to keep up, it gets exhausted, and then, we're stuck, or not
Yes,
able to manage, or go to swing to extremes emotionally or spiritually, I think.
absolutely. Yeah, and then we hear what's coming up for me right now is like, then we hear about the ascension flu, and then we hear about, right, and those signs and symptoms. I experience them when I'm calibrating, right? I experience the drain and the physical aspects to it, and this is the importance of my work, is really allowing the body to not be left behind, because everything is happening through the body, and like you're saying, the recovery level
Mhm.
is so crucial to our growth, to our expansion, to our healing, to our work, to our mission. And we can lessen those signs and symptoms of ascension by not only moving the body, but really moving it in a way where it's capable of holding us and supporting us and being stable under those pressures.
That's it, because the pressures don't change, like they don't go away, forever. They're
Oh,
constantly, they're constantly at us. It's getting our bodies to the point where we don't get knocked down every time there's a fluctuation or a drop, or that we can, or if it does impact us, we're not knocked flat, we just may need to sit for a minute, and then okay,
yes.
right? Like that's what I've been working towards, where it's not a week of recovery. I want to have it in a day or two of recovery, and keep moving forward,
Mhm.
so that's amazing that you incorporate that for people, because even the concept that your emotions can get stuck in certain parts of your body, energy blockages, like that isn't even something that a lot of people are conscious of.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, that was a big wind, right? Right in my
Mm.
heart space. Like that hits me so deep, because our physical aches and pains are really, there's so many layers to them, and there's so many, like, our body is naturally um digressing. Like, it is naturally losing its muscle mass, losing its elasticity. Like, we are naturally aging. And I find that sometimes we just accept that too much, where we just allow it to just be, and we're like, okay, well, this is how it is. Like, I'm just in my 50s, or in my regular, coming up
Yeah.
to the next decade. So there's the piece of like acceptance of what's going on with our natural human body, and then there's also the responsibility of keeping it and maintaining it, so we can continue to live out the life that we're here to live, and the experiences that we're here to live. And so the signs and the symptoms that we're feeling through our physical body can sometimes be an emotional aspect that you are ready to release, so you can launch into that next decade. So you can
Mm.
launch yourself into that next timeline, that next time frame of your existence.
Right.
Right? When we are aging, we're also carrying with us all of those experiences.
Right. All those years.
All of all of it comes with us,
That's true. Yeah.
right?
That's very
Until
true.
we choose to release it,
Yeah.
until we choose to shift the meaning behind it, the energy behind it. So it's not always like oh, it doesn't belong to me anymore. Oh, it's gone. I'll never see it again. It's shifting the energy behind it to how we relate to it, how it carries in our body. So it's no longer pulling on us, on our shoulders, on our knees, on our, right, the joints and the mobility. And it's like, when we're feeling that pull and that tension, there's so much behind that, where we can tap into the joints, the soft tissues, and the muscles that are feeling the restriction. Are we feeling restricted? Is that keeping us from moving in our 3D life, from making decisions, from up-leveling relationships, to making the boss babe moves, to all of this, right? So there's so much symbolism to aches and pains in our physical body, emotional baggage, if you may, like the heavier bags that we're carrying. And are we ready to set some down so we can receive more?
That's right. That's it.
Right.
And the way you said the difference in the restriction, like I know that those pains sometimes can either feels like a heavy weight, or the tightness, like you said, in muscles, it's where are you feeling restricted or tied in. So even those associations in feeling of like the physical feeling can often be associated to, what we're experiencing emotionally, and are probably a good clue, right? Like, how does the pain feel? Does it feel tight? Is it a sharp pain? Is it a stabbing pain? Is it heavy? So I'm apologizing if you're hearing drilling right now in the middle. My boyfriend decided to just be right outside the window right now during this episode. At this moment, God love him. So if you're okay to focus and we can keep going through, I don't think he'll be here very long, and I apologize to the audience. But bless him for being very masculine and needing to do his work and his own little work world. So yes, we'll just be and continue on. But
he's reinforcing your home.
He actually is. That's exactly what he's doing. It's great because the work he's been doing has been very stabilizing, very foundational, literally and figuratively. So it's been an experience this summer to be able to take that in understand it on the energetic level, and also, cope with the physical, inconveniences, or, the things that come up when that kind of work has to be done, and to try to understand the higher level behind it. So it's there everywhere, right? We have to find those ways through every time in every situation. And so tell me about how you incorporate it on a practical level with your clients. Is your work workouts, right? Or is there, I know it's not just, so how do you make it more when you're working with your clients?
I love this. I love this so much. And I'm wondering if this weaves into the inconveniences and the body aches and pains. So I'm going to try to actually weave that into this, as though it was a client in front of me. So there can be almost a scenario played out.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Because my work is so unorthodox. Like, it is so unconventional.
Definitely.
Really moved away from fitness trainer and workouts because of this way that I follow the energy threads, and this way that I attune to their physical body, their emotional body. So for instance, let's carry over the aches and pains and the inconveniences. A lot of the time, women and men I work with, and they'll come and they'll be like, oh, I can't lose this weight, or my body just feels tight and tense and I just need to work out more, or they tell me I just need to do this. And I'm like, okay, well, let's tap in and let's take a moment here and let's see what's actually really going on. And it's usually never about that surface inconvenience of their body, where like you feel inconvenience because of this particular ache and pain in your upper back, and it is nagging at you. And now the way that this is coming up for you, this is the deep inner conversation, the inner dialogue that we really want to first and foremost shift, because our workouts are going to reinforce the inner dialogue.
That's true. I know exactly what you mean by that. Yes, I've experienced that, for good or for bad, right? Like if your dialogue is negative throughout the workout, it's just going to reinforce the like, oh, this hurts. Oh, I'm tired. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't want to do this anymore. How much longer? Right. And it's not going to optimize your workout or your energy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going in the same cycle. We're
Yeah.
just going to keep going in the same cycle. So I really shifted from the focus of workouts to more of the inner dialogue, to more of the inner experience, and then using the workouts as tools, using the food as a tool when we need them to build the life in the body.
Right.
So it's not always about just working out to readjust your body. First, you need to readjust the energy. First, you need to readjust the inner dialogue.
Yeah.
What is happening? What is pulling on your body, on your heart, on your shoulders? What is that weight that you are feeling? Then from there, we can release that, open you up, and use your workout to either one, help you to release it because it could be really deep.
Right.
And you could utilize your body and the movement of it to access that story. Because sometimes we can't access it because it's closed. It's closed, say, within the muscle mass. It's closed. So we can try to pick at it and think about it, but it's not available to us. So your workout can make it available. Open up your body, open up the muscle, get that blood pumping, get that oxygen pumping, and then it will like stream through you. It will be open. It will come through you. And in my work, that's what, I will be able to see the exercises that will do that for you.
Okay.
So during the conversation, so it's all done by conversation, all done by energy. So we can be together, we could be on Voxer, and whatever you're bringing into the container or whatever physical feelings that I'm picking up through our conversation, your body will literally show me the exercises that is required for you to access this heaviness. Then you have this connection to the movement now, and you are going to get up and go do this. So you're like, I want to release this. I want to know, I want to connect this, like, because we know that these are the little building blocks.
It gives it a very much deeper meaning to do that exercise for you, right? It's not just the burning the calories, it's the inner work through the body almost.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And it's all energy work, right? So calories are energy.
That's true.
That's all they are.
That's true.
They're just given this name like they're little minions that work in your body.
Well, it's become so too much, the calorie burning, calorie deficit, calorie counting, macros, I mean, I fell into that myself for a while, and all it did was up my anxiety, unbalance my hormones, cause my digestive system to mostly shut down. And it made me not well. The first month I was like, great. And then after that, it all just started to snowball. And then I was worse off health-wise than I was before, because it just became too much mental stress and then infringing on my body's natural needs, because I was following the book, and I think, it's sad because so many of us, especially I know men have their own body image issues, and there's no question they also have struggles, but for women, it's just become so much of this like unreachable goal at a certain point, not unreachable, but unreachable through those methods, I think, right? That don't really improve our health. They just give us the illusion that we're getting healthy and losing the weight and all of that. And it's not a sustainable care for maintenance for our physical body, right? Like that. I think we learn that eventually, and then it's just kind of like, okay, we have to find a different modality to do this, at least, and I'm speaking from my own experience too, but I see that from other women as well, which is why I love following you, and I love your posts, because it's not the calorie counting, it's just about its movement and release. Those have been two amazing and game-changing words for me, that I see you use regularly. It's not about the like getting the perfect body and being fit. It's move, release the energy, have your body feel good. And that's the goal, right? We're not trying to fit a cutout picture.
Yes. 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 To all of that.
Yeah.
To all of that.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, I've done the calorie counting. I've done the macros. I've coached the macros before. And, I've also spent the past 12 years moving through the modalities.
Mm-hmm.
And just cutting through them and creating and really realizing like it is time to just create this new world way of wellness and well-being and weight release.
Yeah.
And what really happens when we lose weight? What really happens when you're trying to lose weight? Like, what is the purpose? It's because the Health Women's Magazine told you to burn 500 calories. So you have this assumption that it's healthy to burn 500 calories, but where's this energy being sourced from?
Right.
Is it being sourced from your hormones? Is it being sourced from your muscle mass? Is it being sourced from the fat? Like, do you know where it's being sourced from? Is it being sourced out of, anger? So are you reinforcing anger? Is it reinforcing joy? Is it reinforcing
Is it reinforcing stress?
energy?
Because I just want to get those 10 pounds, like fit into those pants that I bought, right? Like is it reinforcing that? And it comes back to the inner dialogue. And when you say hormones, it's so like the biggest lesson for me was to learn it's not just estrogen, testosterone. Hormones are cortisol, adrenaline, insulin. Those are all different hormones in our body. And if you're sourcing your energy from adrenaline, you're gonna crash big. So you're gonna burn right out very fast. If you make that your energy source.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like sticking to this number of the scale, number of the macros, number of some macros, protein, fats, and carbs for those that may not have done macro counting before, but protein, fats, and carbs. And as women, our body requires different levels throughout our cycle as well.
Right. It's
So
not just that. Oh, God. Go ahead. Go on. Yeah.
No, that's all right. But like sticking to the same numbers and not allowing yourself to do the natural fluctuations that we naturally will do in a woman's human body. Like you are working against yourself. So that is why your body's working against you, because your body is there to support you. Your body has its own technology and it is brilliant. So what you are providing your body, it will reproduce for you.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever you provide your body, you put into it, it will reproduce for you.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's true. Our bodies are beautiful and wonderful machines that we just don't know how to manage sometimes. Or we
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's so much information out there. So that's the next piece of like shedding the shame and the guilt of like, women are trying, right? All of these diets and all of these modalities, if you have done them and if they have or haven't worked, like you're trying, like you know that there's something bigger and better out there for you. You know that there's a body that will support you, and you're just making your way to it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not your fault. Like it's not your fault that things aren't working out. It's not your body. It's not any of that. It is the way that the system has been set up for women to fail so they can't access their power. Like if we want to go there,
it's and I'm no feminist by any stretch of the word at all. I'm quite conservative and I'm very much in favor, I very much support the divine masculine and feminine balance and honor the masculine. But what I do think is that women's bodies have been so misunderstood. and we're expected to mold into the model of a male body and what it needs. So all of these diets and different fitness modalities don't suit us. Like you even said, our bodies need different things at different times of the month. It's not, and it's so like, sometimes it's just kind of like, oh my God, really? Like that's just too much. I can't. But it's true. And when we can really learn to listen and really hear our body, and I'm on that journey now of I actually hear my body telling me things like, oh, okay, that's good, we really become, that's when health and wellness can really start to take root. But so long as, even when the diets are for women, blah blah blah, it's still based on men's body needs, and men's and their hormones are such a different kettle of fish than what women and their hormones are, right? Like they got off on the lucky end. I think sometimes it's like, oh, you don't have to deal with that. But it means more care, which is in line with who we are, right? As the feminine. So we have to have more care and attention to what our body needs.
Yes. More like nourishment and nurturing, and allowing. It's like I've worked with so many women over the years, and I would track their menstrual cycle. Some of them didn't want me to even know. Some of them were like, they would, get upset in the fact that your body needs more during this time of release because we are losing blood. We are, right? Like all of that there's a whole thing happening.
Oh, right.
A whole thing going on. And our body's going to crave, ask for more.
That's right.
And if we are following diets that keep us to the same numbers, we are going to feel bad about ourselves. We're going to feel like, oh, our body's against me because I already hit my carbs for the day, but I really could use some salt and sugar. Yeah. And it's like we tell ourselves no, and we think that is good because we think that's being disciplined. We think that's being, in line because I hit my numbers that somebody set up for me that has no idea about my energy, my trauma, my hormone levels, my, restrictions, any of that, my mental past food addiction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Body dysmorphia. Like, if a woman is already struggling with the image of herself, putting a strict number to her is going to drop her deeper into that. And that is a slippery slope, and it is scary. And we need to really, first of all, remove the numbers and listen into, okay, when is your body asking for more? When is your body asking for less? And let's create that pattern and that storyline. And let's follow that energy thread. And then let's create your body story. Let's remove what's not serving you anymore. Because sometimes we use food and exercise, or even, the quote bad behaviors of drinking or smoking or whatever it may be. We tend to use these to separate ourselves.
Definitely.
Right. We try to separate ourselves from society, from our friends, from our relationships, from our body, from who we are.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
definitely.
Scary to step into who we are sometimes.
Oh, I also, I resonate so much with everything you say, because, and you said our body's story, and I love stories or whatever. But that's novel to me, right? To say that your body has this story, it has this history of what you've turned to, of how you've soothed it, right? When it's been asking for something, have you given it the healthy, right? The true nourishment, or have you given it the Band-Aid? Have you given it, like the fake, the not real additive or whatever, just to quiet it, right? But not actually the nourishment it needs. And in speaking of even like our menstrual cycles, the journey I've been on, for the first time, I don't crave sweets and cakes and breads, and that's fantastic, right? My body, my blood sugar is stabilizing. And so my last cycle, I wasn't hunting cakes and cookies or anything like that. My like my body wasn't even hyper demanding anything. It was the nourishment. So a cup of cacao, a little bit extra quinoa, maybe, like the healthy nourishment for my gut, and to make me feel that comfort,
Yes.
without turning to things that are going to damage me, and just perpetuate the unhealthy cycles. And I think so many of
Absolutely.
us are caught in that, right? Like you said, or have the extra glass of wine or have the cigarette. That's the comfort, but it's really not doing the good your body needs for you. It's just a way to disassociate your mind from your body, from your reality, from where you are, where you find yourself, and give yourself a bit of the bravado you need to keep going. It's a whole other world too of body story.
Yeah. Big time, big time. Getting real honest with yourself. How am I providing to myself? Right? Really being willing to look at the stories, to look at the patterns and the behaviors and the habits, and bring them all into alignment, knowing that all of that is what your body needs. It doesn't need to lose 10 pounds.
No, it needs nourishment. It needs the
Yeah.
love. It needs the kindness through wellness, to
Mhm.
our bodies. It's hard to hear that
Absolutely.
sometimes, right? Like I know, so many of it's just hard to even hear it. It's hard to hear the call of it, like through the pull of everything else and the overwhelm
Mhm.
that we're feeling, maybe, or the sadness that we're feeling and the anxieties. It's hard to choose that wellness choice, because when you're still in that cycle, the gratification out of it, I think, isn't as apparent, right? It takes time to retrain your body to wellness and to heal your
Mhm.
body, whereas everything else is the instant gratification or the instant relief or the instant comfort, and you just want it like gone now. You just want to feel better now.
Yeah.
And I think it takes time for people to get to a point where they
Mhm.
realize, okay, like it's just not working, or the body just shuts them down and it's like, okay, we're done. I've reached my limit of
Yeah.
tolerance. I can't
Yeah.
anymore. And we try to find other modalities to heal us. And that's when it's worth it to commit to it. Right. Like I've had
Yes.
my moments too where would love a real piece of bread, or
Yeah.
whatever. But I know the damage that it's done to my body.
Mhm.
And so I can look at it now and remember that I love it, but no, because I don't want to
Yeah.
hurt myself anymore. And that's when that shift comes too, right? When you don't want to hurt yourself anymore.
Yeah.
That's the premise of the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not because somebody gave you the list of macros and micros and you're choosing it because of that. You're choosing it for you.
Self-sourcing it, right? Self-sourcing it. And that's a huge mind shift. And what really helps me and my clients is like, you can have anything at any time.
Mm,
You get to make a choice what's aligned for your highest.
exactly.
You can
It's not
have it.
restricted. That's why it's not the mindset is, it's not a restriction. I don't have to fight with myself, right?
Yeah.
You're not holding yourself back, or I'm not allowed. No, no. But why would you choose it if you know what it does to you, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like any choice, right? There's a water park and there's a zoo. Like
Mhm.
neither one is bad. They're completely different. They're going to give you different experiences. What in that moment in time do you want to experience? Do you want to
Exactly.
experience going fast down water slides or seeing animals? Like what is in that moment in time going to provide you? What activated you? You're being drawn to animal energy and go to the zoo, right? You're being drawn to water energy, go to the water park. It's same with our food and our fitness. It's like there's so many layers to this. Are you feeling like you just need to be outside? Go outside, lay by a tree, kick up to a handstand, maybe, like just see what your body can still do a cartwheel. Like,
Yeah.
are you feeling like you need to really release some anger, lift some heavy weights? Like in the moment in time, what are you feeling? Because you can do all of it. And sometimes that's where it can get really overwhelming as well. It's
Right.
like, I can have everything, so just tell me what I need to do.
Right. I don't know what to do. Which is right. Right. And
Which is
that's,
right. Tell me
yeah.
what to do, which is right. So this is when I would take my clients into the quantum. This is when I would take my clients into visit their quantum body and to activate their highest level of self and to feel into the vision and the vibe of the authentic body image
Mm.
for their moment in time. And then we can ask, what activities does this body require of me? What does this
Oh,
body want? What food sources will activate? Because food sources carry its own life force energy when we're talking about whole foods, right?
yes.
So green foods will activate you differently than red foods will.
Right.
So in this moment in time, as you are building your body and transforming who you're being to receive that body,
Yeah.
do I need red foods or green foods today?
Mm.
And when you start to attune to this vision more and more and more, we
Yeah.
begin to be able to hear our intuition a little bit differently. We begin to feel it actually sparking in our body. And sometimes you might hear like, I really want greasy pizza, and like, so it's like, okay, now you can trust
Right.
that pizza day is like, it's not going to put you over. It's not going to put you back. It's going to actually be exactly what your human
Yes.
needs right now to feel full, satisfied, and knowing that that vision of your quantum body is always available to you, not out there, but inside at all times, and becoming that version of you and allowing food and activity and connection with your entire life around you to really be the fuel, be the activation, be what anchors and amplifies that into your every single day. So when you're not feeling the gratitude happen, it's usually because we don't have the vision of ourselves,
Mm.
what's available to us.
That's big. Yeah. That's big because
You have
people
no
start
idea what you're
forgetting
working
you,
for.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's incredible because your body speaks. Like we often can't just can't hear it at all. And it takes that kind of work, like you've said, with your clients to be able to hear what your body is calling for in the moment. And that is, it's so like, it's such a different paradigm. Like I love it because it's so necessary. We've been so locked into these boxes and it's so important. That's all part of our own ascension and evolution too, is hearing our bodies tell us what they need. Like I know there are days where like I'll be, and in my head, the picture of stretching out in like the pigeon position to stretch out my hips comes in, and it's like, yep, that my body just needs that right now, and I think we can do amazing things for our bodies if we trust that, and also be able to differentiate between the I want a greasy pizza because I'm pissed off and I'm upset now, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean, I just want to indulge, and versus I want the greasy pizza for the comfort and the nourishment of the food that I'll get out of it, right? Like there's a total
Yeah.
different energy around that approach.
Completely different energy. And it's bring it all back to intention, bring it all back to your energy, and feel safe being comforted,
Mm-hmm.
right? Comfort food, emotional eating isn't wrong at all when it's done with intention.
Right. Absolutely. And when it's not done in an abusive way that
Mm-hmm.
serves to hurt your body, right? Or
Yeah.
is done in excess, where because that's another dissociative behavior, right? That takes you out of your body, even though you're using your body.
Yes.
So understanding and having the intention and the ability to differentiate the motives behind those behaviors are so important.
Mm-hmm.
And all that,
Absolutely.
like connecting, it's just, it's a beautiful way that you bring your clients into union with their own bodies, I think.
Yes, I love it so much, because when they are having struggles and troubles associating their stories, like, what, I want this, I want that, I don't know which way to go, having me in their back pocket, right? To really be able to see their and feel into their blind spots of like, okay, this is what I'm hearing. A lot of times it could be in story based on childhood, about that's, a pattern that they are playing out, that we can just bring forward, so then they can really see what is happening.
Right.
Right. And sometimes it just takes that little bit of, oh, okay, this is what I'm picking up. And they go, oh, it makes complete sense. This is the option I'm going to do. So it's really helping them make decisions in the moment where they feel like they're empowered and they now understand. And we reduce the stress and the anxiety around food, fitness, body image, well-being.
You're giving them
Really,
clarity, and that ends up helping to shift the patterns, right? The more they're aware of where it's coming from, the more they can make different choices. And then those choices lead them to a healthy body, mind, and spirit.
yes.
I
It's
love
so
this
fun.
conversation. I love what you do. I love following you. I love seeing all the work that you're doing. And I love getting that energy, like that energy exchange with you whenever we talk. It's so resonant for me. And so I'm so happy to have met you, and I'm so happy to have connected with you. You're really a true gift. So we're coming to the end. I can't believe we've been talking for already quite a while, through the dogs barking and the boyfriend. That's okay. But I want to, so what I do with every episode is I'm building a guest speaker or a guest recommendation book list on bookshop.org. I have a storefront on bookshop.org. What they do is they support independent booksellers. So anyone who purchases through their site, the order will be sent to a nearby independent bookseller and help support independent booksellers. It's in the States mainly. I would love it if they expanded into Canada. I'm trying to give my support to them, so hopefully they will eventually. But I think it's a wonderful initiative. And on my storefront, you can see the list that has been growing of all the different books that have been recommended, which is great because they're, amazing books have inspired amazing people. So I think it's a great collection, and I'd love to add whatever you have to recommend to our audience to this list, if you'd like.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to add Sovereign.
Okay.
Liberated Women Who Boldly Claim Their Power.
Ooh.
Yes, I co-wrote a chapter in this book with Kiva Publishing.
I was going to say, is that the one with Kiva Publishing? I co-wrote in Jaguar Medicine, which was, I think, the one. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was right after Sovereign. I almost got into that. My life did a whole spiral. But I can't wait to read yours. I did not know you were in that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's
So
wonderful.
good.
Shannon is incredible. Kiva Publishing. They're doing amazing, amazing work.
Did you see her Oracle card deck?
Yes. So I'm very fortunate to, in my editing, with my editing skills, to be able to contribute to behind the scenes with Shannon. So it's really it's such a joy to be able to work with her after having gone through the experience as an author, now to help other authors and facilitate their work to come to light. So yeah, no, it's amazing. The Oracle decks are incredible. Yeah, she's brilliant. Yeah. That's great. So Sovereign, yes. So you wrote your chapter.
Yes. So in Sovereign, I wrote my chapter so we can go deeper into my life story, really how I came to this revolutionary work. And it really takes you through my traumas and my triumphs from childhood. And I just let you all in. So yes, there's so many inspiring, really powerful women in these novels. And I'm just so grateful to have written my story and expressed everything that has just shape shifted me and transformed me. So
it's an experience in itself, just writing the chapter, isn't it? It's I know. Yeah. That's what I was like. Yeah. And then everybody's going to read it. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then it's out there. Yeah. Yeah. It's transformative. That's amazing. So I will have you end off for us and just tell our audience maybe if there's something you want to leave them with, or where they can find you and how they can work with you.
Absolutely. So I would love to invite all of the listeners in the audience to my private Facebook community, Weight Release and Wellness for the New World Woman. So it is a coexisting men and women there, really supporting each other, where you can find free masterclasses, monthly masterclasses. There are some workouts coming up as well to really help you tap into emotional release and reinforcement. So I'm super excited to be offering that in that group as well. So you can find me there. And I just want to let everybody know that it's okay and you're not alone.
That's the key, right? We all need to feel that we're not alone, that there's community and support, and we're all going through similar, not exactly the same, but very similar and relatable experiences. So
you don't have to do it alone anymore. Ask for support, feel into the support, lean into the support of mentors, of coaches, of your body. Allow your body to hold you. If you show up for your body is going to be there for you. It is a co-creation with your body.
That's novel to so many of us. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. This is beautiful. I love this conversation. I could talk to you forever. I hope that we can do this again one day. I would love to have you back on. That would be wonderful. And I want to thank you and wish you a wonderful day. And thanks for being on Soul Speak.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Talya. Love you.
Love you. Thank you.